Welcome back to day 4 of our daily exploration. You can find today's content on page 42. Today we'll be thinking about how dishonoring God removes us from His blessings. We'll start out by looking at Isaiah 23 verses 15 and 16, and we'll notice the comparison that Isaiah makes to a prostitute. On that day, Tyre will be forgotten for 70 years, the lifespan of one king. At the end of 70 years, what the song says about the prostitute will happen to Tyre. Pick up your lyre, stroll through the city, you forgotten prostitute. Play skillfully, singing many a song so that you will be remembered. Tyre would be forgotten for 70 years. Isaiah stated that this is the lifespan of one king. This is likely referring to the lifespan of a kingdom. The kingdom Isaiah probably referred to was the Assyrian Empire. In 701 BC, Sennacherib marched his armies along the Mediterranean coast, and one of the cities he attacked was Tyre. From that time until the Assyrian Empire began to decline, Assyria maintained control of Phoenicia. Since Tyre would be irrelevant during that time, Isaiah provided no further elaboration on what would happen to it during that 70-year period. Isaiah then used a song about a prostitute to describe what would happen to Tyre. Since no one was any longer knocking at her door, she resorted to going out into the streets to play her lyre for people to remember her. Why did Isaiah use a prostitute as his metaphor for Tyre? Tyre's rise to prominence was fueled by catering to human desires. Today's thinking question asks, how does comparing Tyre to a prostitute paint a vivid picture for us of what dishonoring God looks like? This is a harsh reality. When we seek anything but God, anyone but Christ, it's tantamount to prostitution or spiritual adultery. James 4:4 reminds us that friendship with the world means becoming an enemy of God. Take a few moments to look back over the paragraphs on page 42, and if something really stands out to you as important, stop and underline it or highlight it. And then jot your notes to the question, how does comparing Tyre to a prostitute paint a vivid picture for us of what dishonoring God looks like? Speaking of honoring God, we want to do that by hiding His Word in our heart. Go back to page 7 and look at session 4's memory verse, Isaiah 14:24. The Lord of armies has sworn, as I have purposed, so it will be. As I have planned it, so it will happen.